Welcome to Aquatic Park. And this is Judy's Mind Body. We're going to move through several divisions here of Qigong. Moving up through the high dantian here first with the inhale at the head, and then through the middle dantian, heart and lungs, and then down to the abdomen. And you will feel a little bit of collapse there of the belly. Feel the inhale and feel the exhale. And one more deep breath here and slow exhale. Our next move will be to open the rib cage, expanding here on the inhale and contracting on the exhale without letting the palms touch here. Just feel the energy between them. Those are like Qigong points. Expansion and contraction at the rib cage. So we have three areas here we're working on. The abdomen's first, then the rib cage, and then we work on the upper chest. But we want to make sure that the lungs are strong here through also working with the diaphragm. So here, expanding, contracting without raising the shoulders very much. So keep the long spine. Good. That's it. Now bring your left hand to your heart and lungs area and your right hand to your belly. And inhale, abdomen, expanding, breathing in through the nostrils, rib cage, upper chest, and keep the body long in this position. Exhale down. On your contraction down through the abdomen, you should be feeling the abdomen as it opens here. And as you exhale down, you'll feel a contraction towards the low spine, also called the Mingmen area back there. So feel that expansion and contraction. And also feel the length of the spine from the crown of the head, which is in yoga at the back of the skull. So inhale here. Lengthening the whole spine as if you had a feather or a string that takes you up towards the ceiling. Lengthen, 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 and exhale down without dropping very much. Lengthen, lift the string, and on your exhale, feel the contraction without actually dropping the head very much at all. So that's very, very important for your Qigong. Triple burner. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Second cycle. Moving through three dantians or energy centers, the head, the heart and lungs, and the abdomen. And the third one. And now we will move into Buddha picks up the earth. The fingers are up here. You're going to start high and move low. So inhale first, exhale down, and inhale up through the central meridian. And push up the earth by bringing the palms towards the sky, looking up perhaps. Another cycle. Notice how this is opening your breath here as you come through the central meridian. And as you exhale to push the world up into the sky, it feels different. And then you inhale again happily through the center. So this is working your long exhale here as you push the sky up. And also your relaxation response, which happens on the gesture of the exhale. One more. Buddha picks up the earth and sends it into the sky. And see it go. Very nice. Now, even seated here on my stool, I can begin to tap my heels perhaps, but you can also do that standing. And we're going to pick up a feather on one side, watching it go up the wall, and then releasing it, coming down with a flat palm. And one more of those on your right side. I'm mirroring you today. And now we're going to shift towards your left side, picking up the feather, thumb and forefinger together, and letting it go. The palm flattens as you watch it go down the wall. Feel the length of the spine here and also the rib cage lengthens. And then as you exhale, maintain that length if you can. And one more to the other side. And one more to the left side. It may be the best thing for most of us to do some breathing first seated. This is a couple of yoga things which might interest you. Bring your hand to your belly, your right hand to your belly, and your left hand outside, and inhale and push. And release. And inhale, right hand to the belly, left hand on the outside, and push. Inhale first. And release. Good, and let it go. Okay, so that's actually the Kappolabahti breath. It's skull shining breath. It's said to bring more energy into the body. If you need more energy, good breath to work on. This next one is bringing in the second and third fingers, leaving out the thumb and the fourth and fifth fingers, like this. You're going to bring the inhale to your right nostril, close it off with your thumb, and exhale through the left. Close off the left with your ring finger and exhale through the right. Inhale right, the thumb just opened there. Close it off with the right thumb there and exhale through the left. Slow it down now. Breathe in 3 and breathe out however many that works for you, maybe 6 on your right side. Breathe in 3 on your right side. Close off that nostril and breathe out 6. And relax. Just an intro to something you can really work on. This brings you towards pratyahara, which is taking you into a beautiful sense of just connecting to your body and your mind. A little bit of meditation. So let's just close our eyes for a moment and think about what we would like from the weekend. Close your eyes and inhale. Connect to the spot in the center of your forehead we call the third eye with your eyes closed, and breathe out. Bring your tongue to your upper palate and release the jaw slightly. That is your Qigong breath. You're still inhaling and exhaling through your nostrils, but you're adding that element of relaxing the jaw. And one more, just meditating on your own with the breath. You can also always use a mantra like peace, Om Shanti. Just repeat that to yourself, Om Shanti. So that's something you can play with and work on. Let's go back to our triple burner now. And we're going to now exhale down and ground it into the earth. Come off the stool by folding forward from the hips, bringing your thumbs to the hips, fold forward, flat back, and now put weight into the feet and come up. Lengthen through the spine. Now you can come into a beautiful Tadasana, or mountain pose, with the palms forward, the chest open, the energy into the feet, and coming through the crown of the head, feeling that line that connects you up and the line that connects you down. Let's do a couple of groundings now. We're moving towards Qigong and eventually Tai Chi. And when you ground, feel that you take energy up from the earth towards the heavens, and you exhale it down in a figure 8. This is the infinity symbol. That I use when I'm doing rocking motion in Tai Chi Chih. So we also in Qigong do a lot of sinking and rising. Here's the rising here. You're coming to the balls of the feet. Here's the sinking in the center, and here's the rising at the end here. It's like a rocking motion. The knees are soft in Tai Chi Chih. And we connect to certain principles from Hatha Yoga if we are to do any kind of bend of the knees. So I'll continue with that now as I move this out. Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements in one pose. I will periodically do some more work with Qigong, but we're going to start with this. Rocking motion is the first element of Tai Chi Chih. It has 19 movements in one pose. And we sink through the middle over the bubbling spring. We rise towards the front with the heels and back lifting. We rise in the back with the toes and the front lifting. So you're really like a rocking chair. Rocking chair does this, right? You're usually not standing on it, but in this case, you are the rocking chair. And this move, which is a warm-up for the whole body, sends the energy through the central meridians, which start in the feet, through all of the connections into the cells, which we in yoga call the nadis, and in Tai Chi call the meridians. It's all a connected idea of how we can work slowly with the body, with continuity or continuous movement and flow, developing a certain attitude towards rhythm by bringing everything together into what we call synchronicity. The breath, the mind, and the movements become one. And we're moving through the center with awareness from the inside out, rather than the outside in. That's what makes this so beautiful and unique. Tai Chi Chih is both Tai Chi and Qigong based, but basically this slowness is everything. Be sure you have some water nearby when you're doing this practice, because I do talk about breathing and feel that it's important. And that needs hydration. You might begin to feel a little tingling in your fingers or in the centers of the palms, because they're very important in terms of keeping all the joints relaxed. The palms and the wrists move together. Notice how they move with the hips forward and back. Everything begins to take on a certain continuity. Last one. Beautiful. Now you're resting on globes of energy, and your feet are in a rider on horse position, which is as if there were a horse underneath you, and the heels are in the stirrups. So feel that, feel your heels now. Good. You can't really do that with your toes so much, but maybe you can go back a little bit and feel just the front of the feet here. Good. And then the knees themselves are soft. So now let's look briefly at some more Qigong. This is just the circles in the body, circling the shoulders. You want to have all your joints relaxed, and circling really helps connect everything. Forward, back, up and down, inhaling and exhaling as the shoulder blades roll down the back. Exhale there. Feel that beautiful opening of the chest. And now we'll take it the opposite way. So now we've gone that way. Let's bring it up, back, and forward and down. That does something different to the body. Let's go back to the first one where we inhale here in front and exhale the shoulder blades down the back. That's really what you want. You want that open chest. Or in yoga, we would call it proud pigeon. Good. Now, as you release your shoulders, bring the palms out to the side in a T and roll the palms forward. This takes a little bit of strength here, but make sure that the elbows remain unlocked. 7, 8, 9 of those, and we'll go back the opposite way. Whatever you do in one direction, you want to do the opposite way. Good. Now you're going to shake it out from the feet all the way up. Shaking is a basic Qigong move. It releases all the joints, and that's what we're doing. Good. Now bring the elbows close to the body. Your feet are in your rider on horse position in a V outside like that. And roll the wrists. And you'll feel that the joints all the way up to the elbows are also connecting. Nothing is isolated. And we'll go the opposite direction. We just went forward with those fingers in the palms, and now we go back. Beautiful. Now bringing your feet a little bit more apart, but comfortable for you, where you can still feel that tapping has some connection to your buttocks here. You're going to come forward to the right, back to the side. A beautiful circle that connects you with the hips to the lower spine. And feel the length of the spine as you do this. And now we'll go the opposite way. Forward, left, back, and side. And one more of these. Good. I hope the joints are beginning to feel like they're looser. That's what we want. Good. Now we're going to fold forward from the hips. I like to place my thumbs right on my hip bones. It reminds me not to go like this with my waist, but from the hips. Fold forward, flat back. Bring the feet together here because you're going to connect to the knees here. Looking forward, flat back, and now come around in a circle with your knees, holding on to them. This is really for the ligaments that hold the knees in place, strengthening them. And you feel that the hips, the thighs, the calves, everything is moving here. So it's moving to support your knees. Good. Now we're going to straighten here and go down and just touch your ankles if that's possible. Don't worry about it if it isn't. And then bring the fingers out in front here. You've now dropped down, rounding the back, and you probably feel that you can touch outside your toes. I can't promise that, but maybe you can. And then bring the backs of the palms together. Inhale back up, open the feet. And we'll do the fountain. The fountain is you as a fountain. Inhale. Bring the backs of the palms together, fold forward, flat back here, round the back, and release. Once again, open. Say, aha. I like that because it's so joyous. And exhale down. And take your time with this. Inhale up. Open. And let's check it out. Good. Now let's try, we did this seated, we did this, picking up a feather, letting it go, but feel it, what it feels like standing. You lengthen really through there, and the other heel drop and lifts up. And now that heel drops. And now you're going to lift the opposite heel. Feel the length of the spine and also the length of the ribs as you inhale and release that feather down. And let the eyes roll down the side of your room with you, with that feather coming down. And one more. You want to build eye connection to your movements. It really helps so that nothing is separated. Everything becomes synchronistic or moving together. Come back to the center, and we're going to do knocking at the gates. This is more of a aerobic movement, but don't go overboard. It's sort of a gentle spanking into your buttocks here. And then when you bring it up a little higher to your kidneys, you're tapping your kidney area, which is real important. In Chinese medicine, the kidneys are considered more important than the heart. So at the very end, we'll be doing 6 healing sounds, which honor that. And now we go to your heart and lung points right here. Tapping, waking everything up. And then down the front of the body, fold forward from the hips, down the insides of the legs, outside of the legs. Back down again, fold forward, release, and outside. This is for the skin, for the fascia, for all your chi or energy that we're building also has to go into the skin. Good. And now let's just rub the face a little bit. If you're outside, which some of you may do when you watch this video, you want to be able to wake up everything. So you might also even comb your hair here with your fingernails. I'm not going to do that because my microphone will fall off, but you can do that. And then rub the hands and rub down the arm. Just send any negative energy or feelings you have today out the top of that arm, on the inside of that arm, out, go away. This also works when you're outside working with the mosquitoes. They'll go away too. 2, 3, and then the inside out. Yeah, keep that sense that you can do this if you need to. Outside, the mosquitoes hate this. All right, good. We've now shaken everything out. Our joints should be pretty supple. And we're going to look at our side-to-side weight shift. Thumbs on the hip bones. Shift towards your left. This knee bends a little bit. This knee is pretty straight, but not locked. We shift back, and the other leg is straight, but not locked. This knee is slightly bent. And we're not bending any farther than to go basically the big toe or the toe next to it. We don't have to bring anything over like this to bring the knee out too far. for this practice. So maintain your alignment, basic thing. Good. Now, once you get over here to your right side, here's your energy is right here in this leg, about 80% of it, maybe 90%. And you're going to shift this left leg forward by just releasing it. It's already has nothing much in it, and drop the heel forward. This is called finding your front back weight shift right now. So you want some space between your heels, but not a lot. This back foot is 45-degree angle to the front. So you're going to place your thumbs on your hip bones, come forward, bending that knee ever so slightly. Back leg straightens, come back. The front leg straightens, and let the toe rise a little bit. Come through the center, glide, and now let the heel rise in back. It's very, very subtle. It's no big deal at all. You don't want a huge rise like that. You just want a little bit. And the same thing in the back. You don't need a huge rise like that. You just need a little. You really are working the meridians in the foot. So as we come forward to the ball of the foot and the toes, the heel in the back then lifts a little bit. As we come back to bend that back knee, then the front toe responds to the fact that the back leg now is the yawn leg or substantial leg. So we're working the substantial leg now in front, insubstantial in back, substantial leg in back, insubstantial leg in front. Also called yin and yang. So this is the yawn leg now, or say yawn. It's considered more masculine. And the back leg is yin. I'm just using a sound to indicate masculine, feminine. Probably not accurate, but anyway, this is yin now. It's straight, and the back leg is yang. Now this is yang in front, and the back leg is yin. One leg bends while the other straightens, and then they switch. And that's a very important principle for the equity found in this practice of continually giving some masculine to the feminine leg and some feminine to the masculine leg. It all works together. Okay, let's do one more, just letting go here, knocking at the gates. And one more, patting down. And patting down the arms and up the arms, across the body, down, and shaking it out. And now I think we're really ready to do the whole full practice of Tai Chi Chih, 9 times with each movement on each side. First beginning will be to go back to rocking motion, and we'll do it all together. And breathe. 3 more. Last one. Rocking motion comes to a graceful conclusion, bringing the feet close together, but not locking it necessarily in place. Find a position where a bird flaps its wings. In this one, your feet are in a V, and you're going to drop down towards the front of the foot. Inhale first, lengthening, and then dropping. This is sinking and rising elements. Sink towards the front, release your heels. Inhale, center, rising. Sink. And on the third sink of the bird on the edge of the branch, one wrist circle forward. And inhale back. Second cycle, there's always 3. And third cycle, a bird flaps its wings. Inhale back. And sink it through the earth. Double ground it. And let's triple ground it. Bring it to your head. And bring it to the fact that it's beautiful and sunny here today. Take it to the sun. Slight back bend of the upper spine only. And sink it down. Our first forward back shift will be around the platter and then up around the platter variation. So shifting to your right, left heel comes forward. Inhaling forward. When you get to the center of the circle and the center of the body, exhale back to the back foot. 9 times on a side. Around the platter is in chest high water, or right at your sternum, right here. Glide through the middle, almost 3 counts so that you really feel the feet are stuck to the earth. And then release the heel. And then after the glide, release your toe. Feel the length of your spine and the openness of the chest. Feel the string that lifts your head up towards the ceiling. It's all working together in alignment and with the breath. 2 more on this side. Now take a moment to bring that left foot back in and to ground through the earth, coming back to your rider on horse position. So you've got a nice V already. And now shift it towards your left side this way, maybe bumming a ride over there, and releasing your right heel. Around the platter in chest high water 9 times. Three more. Let the fingertips be right on the edge of the water. You're in chest high water, probably in a stream. And last one. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in. Double ground it. We finished the right side. You'll always start with your left. Around the platter variation, shift across. Maybe bring your thumbs to your hip bones here to make sure that we get a good side-to-side shift. When you shift, you want to feel the full body comes here and the full body comes over here. Good. Now you're going to stay there on the right side. Release your left. around the platter variation. Your back foot's 45-degree angle to the front. Picking up a ball of energy here and sinking its center, and then shifting the energy back to your left foot. I'm sorry, to your right, sorry. That's my left, but you are right. Feel the inhale here and the exhale as it slowly sends the energy to the back foot. You're moving across both hemispheres of the brain. So you're inhaling predominantly into your left nostril and predominantly here through your right nostril. And you may not feel that, but it's actually the way the body works together. Mind, body, spirit work. What could be better? Three more now. Notice how when you pick up your ball of energy, your palms are facing, and here they turn to face the earth or the bottom of the water. Or they're on the water itself. But the energy itself is felt between the palms and then in a sense of connection to gravity here as you drop them down here. Last one. Release that left leg back. Expand and inhale here to release into your rider on horse position. Feet in a V. Shift towards your left side. I'm just bumming a ride here to remind you. And release your right heel. Around the platter variation, picking up a ball right side now, right opposite that front leg, which is now your right leg. And now inhale forward towards me. And now exhale back away from me. That will increase your sense of moving forward and back, but gliding through the center. This is building our balance and also our connection of the breath to the movement. And increasing your chi flow or energy flow in the body. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring that leg in. Double ground it. We just completed both daughters. Well, not the daughters. We're moving into that soon. We both completed, or all of us completed, the around the platter and around the platter variation. And now we go to our next one, which is bass drum. You're preparing a drum that looks like this. The palms will be facing, and as you release your left heel, you'll be shifting forward and shifting back. And there's a sense of shift within the spine here in terms of the abdomen expands and then it contracts. Bass drum. Continue on your left side. You'll always start with your left. Feel the front leg bend and the back leg straighten. And now the opposite. Back leg bends, front leg straightens. And the glide through the center. Two more. In bass drum, the palms are facing each other, and that's called polarity because the Legong points, which are right in the center of the palms, carry a huge amount of energy. And last one. Good. Bring the foot back. Inhale and release. Shift into your left leg. Release your right leg. Bass drum, right side. Three more. Last one. Daughter on the mountaintop and daughter in the valley are next. Your left heel moves forward. Bringing your left hand close to the heart as you have the two circles here that come from the one. Here's the one big circle, and here is the cut where your left hand comes down through the central meridian. Release the jaw to make sure that you can breathe in through the nostrils and release any tension in the jaw too. And one more of daughter on the mountaintop, left side. Draw that leg back in. Come back to rider on horse. And nice long exhale here. Beautiful. Now we come into the other side, your right side, first shifting towards the left. Daughter on the mountaintop. Making sure the back foot's 45-degree angle to the front. Good. I feel you're breathing towards me on the inhale and then exhaling away. Looks great. And feel that cut through the middle here as you cut through your central meridian with your left hand close to the heart, all the way down. One more. Beautiful. Double ground it. Daughter on the mountaintop has come to a graceful conclusion. And now we move into daughter in the valley, shifting towards your right first to release your left. Starting here on top of the mountains and coming down through the center. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Observe the view here from the tops of the mountains. It's so beautiful. 2 more on your left. Great. Coming back to rider on horse, inhale to ground it through the earth. Shift it towards your left and release your right. Daughter in the valley, moving forward on the inhale, palms face in polarity. Cultivate your chi there. Feel the beautiful length of your spine. Feel the breath coming up through the back body and all the way towards the skull, because the cervical spine is connecting to the thoracic and lumbar in a beautiful way here, with our head suspended from a string. Two more. Left side. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale and release. Double ground it. Carry the ball to the side. Winding up. Picking up the ball and releasing your left heel. Moving left, shifting 3 times. On your third shift, bring in your right heel and sink to ground. Wind up again with the hip with you, and then releasing the outside heel, your left, and moving left 3 times through your shift. And one more carry to the side here, then we'll go back the opposite way. Carry the ball to the side needs to have a certain kind of fluid feeling here, almost like you are moving through seagrass and you're a piece of seagrass, and the ocean is sort of carrying you to shore here. So there is a ball between the hands, but it's rather fluid feeling. Make sure there's no tension in fingers or palms or wrists. Always grounding between each carry. And let's carry it back then to our peacock drawing here. Wind up, release the heel, and move. And sink. In your sinking position, wind up, prepare the foot out, and then move. 1, 2, 3. Bring in the outside heel. Sink. And last one. Beautiful. And sink it into the ground and double ground it. Push, pull, shift to the right. Release your left heel. Pushing out with the fingers, come back to the heart on the inhale. Two more. Last one. Inhale to shift it into the earth, grounding between left and right side. And we'll shift towards your left, bumming your right over here, to bring your right foot forward for push, pull. Pushing, almost football shape here, releasing the palms, and then bringing them back to you on the inhale. Always continuing a circle. It's an ellipse, but the ellipse doesn't stop. There's your exhale. Here's your inhale back to the heart. Sometimes called giving and receiving energy. Two more. Last one. Bring the foot back in and ground it through the earth. Double ground it. Shifting into our next move, we'll bring our weight to the right foot to bring the left forward for pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. A visualization. Last one on your left. Bring in the foot. Single grounding between sides and shift towards your left to bring your right heel forward. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. Feel the inhale here into your fingertips and the exhale back. 2 more. Releasing the foot back and grounding through the earth. Double ground it. Bring it again to your heart. And then to the sun that came out today. I got to see the Big Dipper recently, and we were camping, and it was just so amazing. I hadn't seen it in years. It was, whoa. Okay, so that pulling in the energy from the farthest star means something special to me today. Basic taffy is next. Left hand under right elbow and pulling towards the left, the palms separate with your weight shift. Going the opposite direction, your right hand comes under as the invite hand to go right. Grounding between each time. Basic taffy. A feeling of moving through heavy air as the palms separate. One palm on the top moves down to celebrate the connection to the yin leg, and the other palm moves up to celebrate the connection to the yang leg that bends. Interestingly, that the underneath hand moves up, and the top hand here will move down. It has to do with the connection of yin and yang, connection of the hand supporting the leg. And the hand underneath moves towards heavenly energy, and the hand on top moves towards earth energy as we connect both directions continually, even in this lateral movement. And last one, moving to the left. Beautiful. Our next move is anchor taffy. You'll be anchoring your right foot as the left foot moves forward and the left hand moves underneath. And then opening the hips here and then moving to the side with your basic taffy. So our first variation is this one, where you move forward and then to the side. Right hand under. Open the hips and now move right with your right hand underneath the invite hand. Sink the weight and now move the opposite way. Forward. Open hips and then to the side. And the leg that just moved in is the one that's going to move forward. It was the anchor of anchor taffy, but it becomes the forward leg once it's been the anchor. And the other leg becomes the anchor and pulls in at the end. Very beautiful flow today. Good job. And last one, left foot forward, left hand underneath. Forward, and now pulling in the anchor leg to come to shore. And sinking and rising to inhale here and sink again. As we come into our second variation of basic taffy, this is called circles taffy. Dropping down twice, and the third one you wind up and pull it to the left. Notice the sinking and rising. It's fun. Sink and pull. Pull in the hand, the foot. Sink, and now inhale again to lengthen and move. Let those heels go down. It's fun. And now wind up and take it to your right. Sink a little bit here and go again. Inhale. Couple more. Last one. And this is it. We'll double ground this one. Circles taffy has come to a time for graceful conclusion. And now we move to our third variation of basic taffy. Perpetual motion taffy with heel step, left hand under right elbow. And heel comes up and drops. And just change the arm on top and you'll have it made. So this is also the heart protector move when the hand moves down the upper arm and moves down the inside of the arm. Yeah, it's a kind of neat thing. Lots of energy moving there. Nothing's touching, but it's so fun. And last one here, a perpetual motion taffy. And we'll inhale and sink it into the earth a couple times, having finished all the taffies. Our next move is working the pulley. Your right hand will be under this hip bone here. The left hand will move out from the heart directly this way, and you'll be turning with the feet. Your left foot comes forward. Left hand is here. Right hand under the hip. Exhale forward. Now you just inhaled the hip back. As you move across the body here, exhale forward towards me and pull away. Good. And last one. Beautiful. Okay. Bring the foot back in. Double ground it. Well, maybe single ground because we're only between sides. So now we bring the left hand under the left hip here, and the right hand will come out here with the right foot, and we're moving across. Cross body move. And the feet are kind of doing the work. The arms are just moving right out from the heart there. But there's a slide on the back ball of the foot and a slide on the front heel that's allowing the connection of the hip, knee, and ankle to be safe. Let's do 2 more here on this right side. And last one. Beautiful. What a pleasure that was. And that was really, really good. That was working the pulley. And now we're going to come to light at the top of the head, light at the temple, lengthen the spine, bring the feet into a V, bring the palms together here for a moment, sink down, and now bring the palms overhead, light at the top of the head, feet in a V shape. Exhale and inhale 3 times, letting the energy go from the crown of the head. And then honoring that crown or that light at the top of the head, circle the palms 6 to 9 times. Hold the energy, breathe it in perhaps, and sink and rise again, feet in a V, and let it go. Into the earth and back to the heart. Down the central meridian, left hand was close to the heart there on top. And now coming to the light at the temple, feet in a V again. Sink and rise. Let it go on the inhale. Now release it down on a long exhale. Bring it back to your heart. Sink it through the central meridian. Preparing for joyous breath, feet in a V. Inhale everything you've got to lift into the balls of the feet here, and sink it out 4 times on the exhale. 2 more cycles of 4. Joyously. Last cycle of 4. Slowly inhaling to connect it down to the earth in your grounding process. Double ground it. As we move into passing clouds, all things change. Feet are in a big V here. You might want to brush your elbow or you might not. It's kind of a side-to-side weight shift with a little bit of forward here and back. So and as the clouds pass, we stay in the center, not even necessarily following the mirror hand, which just passed my face. Seeing change, being part of it, the part that we feel is good for the world, and standing strong and resilient. peaceful, kind, using the light at the top of the head in the most wise way we can. And back to rest. Sinking it into the earth. Double grounding. Six healing sounds honoring the heart, ho, the spleen, hu, the liver, tsu, the lungs, sh, the triple heater, shi, and the kidneys, chui. Left hand, left foot. Both hands. All the way across. Right hand, right foot. Shh. Both shh and across. Repeat. Last one, 5 chewies, the kidneys. Turn the palms over. Figure 8. Mixing the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites. Bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone in cosmic consciousness pose. Left hand closer to the heart, looking through the window of eternity and over it. Interlacing the fingers. Not just 6,000 years of Qigong, but supposedly 10,000 years of Qigong. 6 centuries of Tai Chi Chuan and Tai Chi, all many, many types. And the work of Wenshan Wang, teacher of Justin Stone, and Justin Stone's development of Tai Chi Chih in 1974. In gratitude to all practitioners of this beautiful practice and all learning it online. Thank you for my students today who help us with this. And thank you all for your beautiful practice. Push-pull is next, or giving and receiving energy. We come into our rider on horse, shift to the right, and release the left. Sorry. Mountain air and smoke. So anyway, I'm okay, but I just have to take a time there for a second. All right. To be continued. Grounding.